Leigh Francis, what a joy this is. And I'll tell you why it's such a joy, because I know you, I love you in real life as Leigh. Now, everybody gets to see Leigh. The Leigh that I know and love.
Hello, but thanks for loving me.
No, I do. Do you feel...
I love you too.
Well, thank you. Do you feel...
No, I do.
naked?
I've told you before, I've got a VHS of you leaving the big breakfast. Sad times.
That was such a long
Do you hate it when I bring up the big breakfast?
Not at all. Why should I?
Don't know, because some people
wouldn't.
don't like it when
I know.
when there's praise so much for a thing that I guess it's probably your biggest thing that you're known for.
Yeah, that, and I suppose children need, but it's I find it lovely when people still ask me if me and Chris ever had sex.
Oh, did they?
Still ask me all these years later.
That's the question you get asked.
They go, "Oh, you and Chris, did you?" No, we didn't.
Well, I've never thought that. Isn't that weird?
No, we didn't.
No.
But what I love about your book is that
you've got a book out?
Yeah, you got a book out. But people now see you. You're not Keith. You're not all the characters. This is you. Do you feel a bit naked?
Not anymore, because I've done radio now. I do a Saturday morning
on
radio
Virgin.
on Virgin. I've done that for a year now.
But
Can't believe
that's
it's
still
a year.
not seeing you.
No.
Now they see you.
Yeah, but I look exactly like Keith Lemon.
No, I mean see you because what you share
People
in
still
the
say
book.
to me that when I haven't got a bandage on, they go, "Is your hand healed now?" Well, nothing wrong with it. It's a costume. But Keith Lemon's clothes became mine near the end because we would wear these horrible clothes at the beginning and then throw them away. And I felt so guilty. We just, I say throw them away. They probably went to a charity shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, I dressed as JLS. JLS came on Celebrity Juice. And I went, wouldn't it be funny if Keith Lemon was dressed like he was in JLS? And then I went, if he knows how to dress like JLS, how come he wears ridiculous clothes? We should go Uber fashion. So we went Uber fashion and mainly just wore clothes that I liked.
There we go. That's Keith Lemon in a nutshell.
You know how hats happened? Because I wanted to meet Pharrell. And I was going to the Brits and I knew Pharrell was going. I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I've got the same hat on as him? And then we will have a conversation. If you see someone with the same hat on as you are going to go, nice hat. And I go, yeah, nice hat. And that's exactly what happened. And
Did he say he was happy?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
I got all nervous. You know, when you see someone who you like, and I just ran out of things to say. And
Did you?
He said, nice hat. And I went, nice hat. And Mark Wright was sat on my table and he went, look at Leigh's face. Because I must have been beaming. I must have had certificate smile. You know certificate smile, don't you?
What certificate smile?
Well, when I was at school and used to go swimming and, you do all your badges, I can remember getting a bronze swimming award, which was really important to me because you got a sew-on badge and you got an enamel badge as well.
Oh, no, yes. Was that the one with you had to wear your pyjamas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only save people that are drowning if you've got
if you're wearing
pyjamas on.
pyjamas, yeah.
And I can remember being so proud, but I thought all my mates would take the mickey out of me, that I'm so proud for, I guess, a little thing. I got certificate smile, which is when you get wobbly mouth.
Oh, yes.
You know that? I know you can't hear my smile in a podcast, but
it's lucky they can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. If you're watching it on YouTube,
it's that. It's the wobbly.
You know that.
But it looks like you're about to cry as well.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's a crying, smiling. He's like.
I don't like crying.
But you do cry. Can you talk about that in the book?
I cry all the time. Good things mostly.
But I love that you talk about that in the book. But the side of you. So I know you in real life as Leigh, obviously. But what was so incredible is I learned more about you. I mean, obviously, there were some really heartbreaking moments, and you talk about your dad, and you and I have talked about losing a parent when you're young. But you're so open and honest about it, and you can't take praise. You don't like me praising you.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
You get embarrassed. But
I like it because I go away thinking you've said nice things, but whilst you're saying it to me, I will look away from you.
You will, yeah. But you are going to help a lot of people because you're so honest in your book, and you're very honest about your father's death and how your reaction to that, and it was visceral. And when I read that, I thought I remember feeling that when Mum died. This sort of.
How old were you?
Oh, I was 31.
Yeah.
So I was relatively old compared to a lot of people.
Well, I was 21.
Yeah.
But which I feel like I was old enough, I guess. Like I didn't think, I need someone to steer me where to go. And a lot of my dad dying made me decide where to go.
Yes.
I think because
it's incredible the catalyst that it was.
Yeah.
But I love that you still say throughout the book, there's mentions of your dad, what he would think of that.
Yeah.
And
Well, you always think there's one person you haven't told some good news or bad news.
I do that as well. Isn't it the most bizarre thing?
So I told my mum, told my sister, I've told my best mate. I haven't told my dad.
Yeah.
I can't.
But it's that split. There's such a tiny split second where I think, I forgot to... Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I lost my auntie quite recently and I bumped into my cousin. And I was a bit carefree about it because you become quite robotic about death. And I said, how are you? And he says, oh, my sister's not dealing with it too good because my mum used to help a lot because she's got kids and stuff. He says, yeah, I'm not too bad. I said, oh, you'll never get over it. I said, but you get used to it.
Yeah, and you never get better.
Yeah.
Everyone used to say, you'll get better. You don't get better. It's just a different life.
But again, I know, a parent dying and a friend dying is different.
You went through that as well.
But with Caroline,
publicly.
I don't want to keep going about Caroline and stuff.
She was a good girl.
Yeah.
She was a good girl.
But when she died, I still to this day, I always imagine that she's just on holiday. And she went on holidays. She liked a holiday, did Caroline?
She liked a party.
And I'd often go, oh, where have you been? I've just been on holiday. Where have you been? Just been on holiday. So I always just imagine she's on holiday in LA somewhere. I don't know.
That's a nice thought.
Yeah.
It was interesting because quite a few people who've come on this podcast have talked about Caroline, and she had an amazing effect on all of her friends.
Yeah.
And in the book, you talk about that very powerful hashtag that's been left, hashtag be kind.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think people, because of Keith and the other characters, that people forget that you're not going to like this. Well, I'm going to look at you and see if you're going to look away. You are incredibly kind. And the idea of you hurting something, you see, you looked away. You looked away. You don't like the fact that, because you don't want to hurt somebody. The idea for you of hurting somebody's feelings, I've had those phone calls from you where you say, oh, what should I?
Yeah.
We've worked together. We did shows together, and you can joke and you can laugh, but if you think you've upset somebody, it throws you, doesn't it?
Well, for me, you never set out to upset anyone. And I'm ridiculously silly.
I love silly.
I'm puerile. I'm sometimes extremely naughty. And it's never approached with malice. It's always just to make someone laugh. And then, I mean, the common day comedy these days, I always think it's taken too seriously. And everyone's forgotten that everyone sets out to make you laugh. And you can not find something funny, and I get that. And I always just think, why don't people just turn over or not watch that show that they don't find funny?
Yes.
Rather than being offended. And I'm not as intelligent as Ricky Gervais, but he puts it so well. And he talks about people... how can you go around all your life? It's so arrogant to think that you will never be offended. But you don't have to tell everyone you're offended. You just turn over, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's
It's just comedy.
My dad used to say, if they don't like it, turn it off.
And then I don't like
over.
people that say, oh, you're being nasty, but using comedy as a disguise to be nasty or something. It's not true. Everyone who does comedy that I know sets out to make people laugh and only do that. We live in a funny world right now. And then people say to me often as well, I used to like you until you went woke. I don't know what woke means. And I've always said, I think I've played by the rules of that time. And the rules change with time, the landscape changes, and you just got to go with it. Otherwise, you offend loads of people rather than make people laugh.
In your book, you remember a lot of things. In the very beginning, you talk about... which I think is quite extraordinary, that people are saying to you, oh, how are you going to write a book? You're dyslexic. Oh, how are you going to write a book? Which I don't like doubters. I think, if you'd called me and said I'm writing a book, I would have said, yes, how fantastic. But you remember a lot of things. And just before we started recording, you said, I can't believe I remember all the things I remember. Did you write any of these things down?
No.
Isn't that, your head is exploding of stuff.
I had a meeting about a book and it went well. So I went home and started, because I knew I was doing a tour. I thought, we'll start now and I should get it done by the tour if they turn around and say yes.
Your very successful tour at the London Palladium, excuse me.
Yeah, well, I don't know how successful it was, because I've never done one before.
Okay, it was successful. It was packed out.
I've never done one before.
And you were at the Palladium. Let's just say, come on.
Yeah.
Hello.
But again, because I'm not a stand-up comedian and because I'm not a theatre person, I didn't know what it meant to be at the Palladium, where Adam, who was one of the other actors in it, Adam Booth, and Jess Robinson as well, they're kind of beside themselves that they were at the Palladium.
You're at the Palladium?
They're live performers, them two. So they couldn't believe it. And I was a little bit blasé and went, oh, and it's a lovely building, isn't it? I was just like, oh, isn't it lovely?
Sorry, was you...
Dressing room's so nice.
Oh, you were at the... I'm going to keep saying you were at the Palladium.
Yeah, when you look out to the audience, you do go, ooh.
Yes. But you remember so much.
But then I love the Grand in Leeds.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Because I was in Leeds.
It's beautiful.
I was more overwhelmed by Leeds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, just when I was on stage in Leeds, just saying Leeds, you get an applause. So I did say Leeds loads of times.
Did you? Just for the applause?
Yeah, first thing I said when I came on, I said, hello, my name's Leigh Francis, Leeds born and bred. And I couldn't believe it. And I just thought, you're just applauding Leeds.
That's so lovely.
And then I did the Leeds chant. Leeds. And then it did it again. I couldn't stop saying Leeds.
Do you know, every time you say it on this, I can feel it now, they're all cheering.
But then I've got all my schoolmates and all my college mates.
But who
in the
you're
audience.
still friends with.
Yeah.
Which is so lovely.
Well, Keith Lemon I've known since I was 3 or 4 because he's my mate in real life.
So for people who haven't read the book yet, they have to get the book because it's completely divine and it's very honest and it's really lovely and there's some very funny moments where I can hear you talking. It is you talking in the book. But
the dyslexic thing. My mate said, I said, I'm doing a book. What, are you writing it? I went, yeah. So what about dyslexia thing? I said, they'll have spelling fairies to sort that out. So I didn't read it back once. I wrote it all out and then I sent it to the publisher. I said, I'm dyslexic, which I mentioned. And I said, if you don't understand anything that I've written, because I think and talk like it all just comes out. I said, just give us a call and say, what does this mean? Which they did with loads of notes.
Yeah.
And
so let's go back to what we're saying. So before the tour, you went and had a meeting about the book.
Yeah.
And you hadn't written anything down. You hadn't kept diaries of your life.
No.
Like a lot of people who do memoir. So, I know this is a stupid question, but how did you start? At the beginning?
I just started saying I've just had a meeting about a book.
No, I know. No, I mean, I'm not. I know you started that because I've read the book.
I just say that I'm gonna write everything I can remember. Yeah. Everything I can remember. So I've written...
Did you ask any family?
I phoned my mum up because she was ill one Christmas and we didn't get much that Christmas because she didn't work.
Yeah.
And I said, when you was ill at Christmas, and this is my mum, I said, what was wrong with you? She went, I can't remember. I said, I've just written ladies' problems. She went, I think I had hysterectomy.
Oh, my word.
She couldn't remember. But I remember because I used to enter loads of drawing competitions, especially on the Wide Awake Club. And
we're Wide Awake.
Yeah. Legend, Timmy Mallet and Michaela Strachan. And who else was on there? Tommy Boyd. And James Baker. Do you remember James Baker?
No, I remember.
He was a TV presenter that became a TV person behind the scenes.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Whose dad was...
His dad's someone, yeah.
Dad was a newsreader.
Was he?
Yeah.
But anyway, I entered loads of competitions and I won a lot of prizes. And because I knew I wasn't getting much for Christmas, I just gave the prizes to my mum and said, wrap those up for me. And then it'll feel like a joyous Christmas. And I think that Christmas I probably got more than I usually got because I got loads of prizes that I won. I opened and went, that's what it looks like. And got loads of Christmas.
You and your mum have got a great relationship, haven't you?
Well, me, my sister, and my mum, and my dad, we were. It was a lovely family, but there's just 3 of us now, I guess.
And has your mum read the book?
I don't think so. I sent her a copy, and she hasn't mentioned it.
She won't have read it yet.
She probably forgot that it's in the kitchen somewhere.
And your sister?
She's not mentioned it either.
Jill?
Jill's read it, yeah. Oh, she said it's not going anywhere until I've read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so did she read it before you sent it to the publisher?
Yeah, and she went, don't put that bit in. Don't put that bit in. And I don't want anyone to know about that either. So there's some bits. And she said, you haven't... It's funny when it...
You're very honest about her.
Yeah,
about her illness and
yeah. Well, yeah, she I think
she
she doesn't mind me talking about Crohn's because not many people are aware of Crohn's and how horrendous it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jill nearly died with Crohn's, and it's horrible. It's a horrible thing, but not many people know about Crohn's. I don't think they just think, you've got a bowel condition that makes you go to the toilet quite a lot or something.
No, yeah, it's wonderful that you talk about it, and it's also very harrowing to read about her, how bad she got.
Yeah, I mean, she's been good for many years. She's on drugs.
She's a good
for it,
girl,
so-
Jill.
Yeah, she's tough.
But you two were so young when you met.
Yeah.
There's photos, and do you know what? I did the thing that people
Straight
do.
away.
I looked in, and I just thought, oh, you two just.
Well, you know, because
like
of dyslexia,
babies.
I've not read many books. I can tell you what books I've read. I've read Back to the Future. I've read Gremlins. I've read Return of the Jedi, Lost Boys. I've read Jerry Halliwell's biography, which I told her this morning because I sent Jerry a copy of the book, and she sent me a picture saying thanks for your book and some nice words. And I said, I've only read 3 biographies: yours, Vic Reeves, and Andy Kaufman. I've read 8 books. Because it's so,
Oh.
I get
It's
such a panic
yeah.
to read. You go, I can't be bothered. So I often, when I buy a book, straight to the centre to look at the photographs.
So look at the photo. Everybody does
And
it.
my daughter panicked because of one of those photographs, because there's a picture of me and Jill in there. I'm 19 and she's 16. And she said, you can't say that. I don't, why? Because you're too old to go out with mummy.
Oh.
I said, no. I said, there's 3 years age gap. And my mates did give me stick when I was a kid. They got called cradle snatcher. That's what you used to say. And I said, no, but Matilda, I said, it worked because we're still together, so there's nothing sinister there.
Oh, bless.
But isn't that weird? When you're 19, and then my daughter is 15.
So she's almost the age.
Yeah, almost. I mean, when she's walking down the street, and if she's got one of Jill's dresses on, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's like same size as Jill now. And if the idea that she went out with someone 19, I'd go mad.
Have they read the book?
No, I'd be probably too embarrassed. And they won't be bothered. They know about me, don't they? Because I talk all the time.
You are an open book.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know we're talking about a book, but you are an open book,
Yeah.
and I love one of my favourite things in the book. I love the honesty. I love the laughter. But also, I love that you say, "Don't tell me anything," because so that is your life. You are an open book.
Yeah.
You talk about you, to your friends and now to everybody, but also you just don't tell you any gossip because
I'll tell
you
everyone.
love a natter.
Yeah, I do. We've been gossiping before we did
But
this.
you don't
haven't we?
say anything. Again, I'm going back to what I said before. You're not nasty.
Well, I think fun gossip's fun, innit? You know, if it's not...
If
There
it's
is
a
some secrets.
You do keep secrets.
Well, I can remember when Emma Bunton was pregnant with her first child, and she said, don't tell anyone, and I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone until, obviously, she was showing and everything. And then we went, Leigh can keep secrets. I went, yeah, but you've got to say, do not tell anyone. If you don't say that, I'll tell everyone.
Yeah, but you're not. But I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. You don't want to hurt people's feelings.
No.
And you
No one
wouldn't
does,
do
do
it. There are some people from their own stuff.
Yeah.
Because of their own stuff, but because you've been so open, I think because of the relationship that you have had with your dad and have with your mum and your sister, and you and Jill have been together for 2,000 years.
I was lucky. I met the right person, straight away.
But you're
So I don't know anything about adult dating and stuff, and people telling me about their problems about dating and going on dating websites and stuff. I haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I had lots of girlfriends before Jill, but that's like 2-week relationships when you're a
they
little
weren't
kid.
girlfriends. They weren't proper. They
I
weren't.
think longest I went out
Jill.
with someone before Jill was probably 6 weeks or something.
And you do
that's
mention their names, all these people's names and the teachers'
I
names.
haven't put their surname. I can't remember putting the surname, but they were asking. The book publishers were telling me to put surnames in. I went, I don't know. See, someone might be embarrassed the fact that they've been out with me when I was a kid.
Why would they? Why would they? Can we just talk about the other thing you talk about, which is being ginger?
Yeah.
Now, you and I have had this conversation because I was ginger as a child.
What happened? How did it change
It
colour?
got darker and darker, and then suddenly a bottle exploded on my head when I was about 22 or something. I don't know. But it's weird. And my elder daughter is ginger. I've always loved ginger hair, but it's funny how people are strange about that.
You know what's weird? It's funny, and I'm not on a campaign to say don't mock gingers because I mock everything, and you know what I mean. So if someone in my position can't say don't say this about gingers because I say anything about everyone as a joke. But although sometimes ginger mocking becomes more than a joke. People get punched. I got punched for having ginger hair when I
It's
was at school.
ridiculous.
That's
just so ridiculous.
But it's a weird thing when you are ginger and you're not bothered to someone to say it when they mean it to offend you. It doesn't offend me. It's like someone going, "Hey, you brown hair." It's a rubbish slur.
It's a really odd thing.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
I remember when I was about 14, so just at that age, periods just started, the whole thing. I remember being on a bus and all these boys going, you, ginger, you've got ginger hair.
You. Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, I don't know what to say. And I went, yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Well, I can remember seeing Mick Hucknall on Top of the Pops, and I thought I'll be him. I like him. And so when you've got a hero in your life, that's someone that you admire, and they've got ginger hair, you're cool with it, aren't you? I guess that's why people say there was nobody in that film that looked like me, so how could I connect with it or whether? Although I always think it's stupid because, there's rarely anybody that looks like me on anything. When I was a kid, no one ever looked like me, and I liked that as well. But again, when I saw Mick Hucknall, I thought, yeah, I'll be him, even though I wanted to be Michael Hutchins. But I thought, I'll be Mick Hucknall. He's good as well,
There's
isn't he?
many people that you wanted to be.
Yeah.
But your big thing was you wanted to be in telly. And it's wonderful that reading about how that all happened. And you really take us through each step and the pilots and all the things that you were a part of. And then that moment.
I thought doing pilots was my job at one point. If you don't know a pilot, because many people don't know what a pilot is.
Explain.
It's
a tryout.
A tryout of a TV show to see if it works. Yeah. You know what? We never did a pilot for Celebrity Juice.
Didn't you?
We did it live to Peter Fincham, who was the then commissioner of ITV. Did it live. So to me, he was the camera, me just posting Celebrity Juice right to his face.
To the boss of ITV.
To the boss. So I guess we knew pretty quickly whether or not it was going to get commissioned, rather than doing the pilot, sending it to the channel, then waiting to see if they get back to it.
Well, that's what happened to you with Channel 4, because I love the way you talk about that you were at this meal with Channel 4 and there's Graham Norton.
Yeah.
And
I sat next to Graham Norton, and that was a big deal, because I wasn't anyone on television. I was this new kid that got lucky enough to do a pilot for Channel 4 and sat next to Graham Norton. So I probably had certificate smile then all the way through this meal, just like, God, I'm sat next to Graham Norton. This is crazy.
But he said to you wouldn't be at this lunch if you...
Yeah, he said, what do you do then? I said, I've just done a pilot. It's called Bo Selector. Well, it wasn't called Bo Selector. It was called Poppelganger then. But we waited so long to find out if it was going to happen. Another show came out called Poppelganger, so we had to change the name.
Such a good name.
And he said, if you're here, it is going to happen. And, all right. And then, when I went home, I told Jill, and Graham Norton said, if you're at this meal, it is going to happen, because why would they be invited?
And then was it 2 weeks or something later?
It felt like a long, long time. And I actually, a guy who I'm still friends with, Paul Young, I still film stuff with him, because I film stuff not for telly, just because we do as a hobby. He couldn't work on it because we were waiting so long. He says, I've got to go off and get another job. So he never worked on Bo Selector, but he did the pilot. But I film things with him now. I do a thing called Here, Bear and Everywhere, where we just go out for a day as the bear. We have a bit of fun filming the bear. Because you're filming it, they let you do it for free. Isn't that weird? I always think that if you go into an office and you just went, can I just take this computer? And they go, what? It's for TV. They go, oh, yeah. You just walk out with a computer.
That's so bizarre.
So we phone places up and say, oh, can we come and film there? And it's just me and my little camera and my mate Paul. And we film the bear experiencing whatever it is that we're going to. And then we go for a pub lunch and a shandy afterwards. And that's what we do, just to hang out.
But that's what you did in the early days, and you're still doing that. And you get so much enjoyment from all of those things. You love television. You and I could talk television till the cows come home because we love it. It's ingrained in us. It's the only thing that both of us have ever wanted to do, really.
Well, I feel sad, though, that TV is not what it was anymore, is it?
But don't be sad. It's just ever-changing.
Yeah, I guess so. But I just... The box, now that flat screen on the wall was the window to entertainment, and it's not seen as that anymore.
But
because
there
not
are
many
other
people don't watch stuff like they used to, do they?
No.
And one of my Adam who did the tour with me,
who you talk about in the book as well.
He'll say that people will go, because he's been in my sketch show he's been in all sorts. He was playing Keith Lemon's brother. Gregory, but he says, friends and family will say to him, I haven't seen you on TV for a long time, and he'll say to him, when was the last time you watched telly? And they'll go, I don't watch telly anymore. He goes, you haven't seen me on TV then, have you?
Yeah.
And because people don't watch it like they used to.
But it's different. There are different ways to get entertainment.
My kids don't watch it.
No.
They don't turn the TV on. I'm the only person in the house that turns the TV on. Mine don't. They watch it all on the phone or the iPad, don't they?
No, I say, come on, we're going to watch together.
Well, we watch movies together.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
did we.
yeah.
80s films.
Yes, the best.
We love our 80s films.
I always say that when anyone's feeling down, just lock yourself in the house and put some 80s movies on.
Yeah, but we go to a different 80s movie.
Yeah.
I go to When Harry Met Sally.
It's a wonderful film.
Yours is
that
Back to
1989?
the Future. Yeah, 1988.
Is it 88?
Oh, I'm going to look it up. I'm actually going to look it up because I want to know now.
88, the year of Beetlejuice, which again is now popular again because
I'm actually going to look it up because that's I think Harry 89.
89,
There
I thought
we
it was
go.
because that was a special year for me. It's when I became a man.
As you can read in
Sharing.
your book.
Sharing again.
I didn't know, but now you've done it. Now you're
What,
talking
sex?
about. Yeah, now you've had sex. Only twice. You've got
Twice,
two
I've
kids.
got two
yeah.
kids.
But now you've got the book out, and now it's out there. Is it scary?
Yeah, I was talking to a friend. I said it's exciting, and I'm a bit nervous.
I mean, you've had loads of books before. This isn't your first book, but
no,
this
but
is you.
They're all made up nonsense.
This is but this is you. This is Leigh Francis.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you know what? Have you done a biography?
No,
Would you do one?
no,
Why?
because my life's really dull. Spread the Joy was fine. I'll do that. No.
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 But it won't
No,
be
no,
boring to one of your fans that's
No, but we're
interested how
talking
you
about
became
you.
Gaby Roslin.
Because I talk about it everywhere I go. That's all I
No,
wanted to do.
I guess I never did.
Yeah,
I never did.
exactly. That's the thing. You're now unmasked.
Yeah, it's weird. Even someone saying about Jill that they know her name, I guess. Another
Yes, because
friend
you're
of
saying
mine
your girls' names as well, and you never
Yeah.
say their names.
in the book.
No, you do in the book,
the
but,
book,
but
yeah.
outside, you
Yeah.
never did. You never were Leigh. You never talked about Jill. You never talked about
Well, I
the
always
girl.
thought to promote the character, the best way to do that is to be in character. And that wasn't my idea. That was my then agent, John Knoll, who came up with the idea. He saw me presenting on TV and thought it was rubbish. And he said, but I like it when you do your characters, because I used to review computer games and films in character. He says, why doesn't Leigh Francis just be dead? And we just focus on the characters. And I'm 20 whatever then. So I just said, yes. Any advice given, I'd take it. And so I said yes. He went, okay, next week I want you to come into the office in character and I'll try and throw you out of character. Which character can you do that you can stay in character? And I went, all of them. And he says, okay, come in character. So I came in character. I didn't have the confidence then to leave the house dressed in character then. So I got changed in a phone box outside his office like a rubbish Superman.
Yeah.
And then I went in character and he would just ask me a million questions and then I'd leave and he'd go, good, come with someone else tomorrow. And then I'd do it again, get changed in the phone box, hope no one can see me getting dressed as whatever, and then go in and he'd just ask me loads of questions. And then, good. And then by the end of the week, he said, right, this one, and this one. Let's focus on them. Then he would arrange meetings with commissioners. But the commissioner didn't know I was coming. So Aldo Zilli had a restaurant called Zillifish, and he would arrange it there. And I would get a text sat in John Knoll's car that would just say, now. And I'd get all dressed up and then go knock on the window at Zillifish. And then John would tell me to come in, signal to me to come in. I come in and John would introduce me to the commissioner and say, oh, this is one of my new clients, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd go, what are you up to? And I'd make up some nonsense what I was up to. And he would, do you want to sit down and have a drink with us? Oh, okay then. And then I'd sit and have a chat with him and then cause whatever havoc and then go, all right, I've got to go because I'm doing this thing. And then we did one of those meetings with a commissioner called Stuart Murphy. I think John plied him with plenty of booze because we did 3 characters that night. I had a bag in the toilet so I could get changed. Just like Mrs. Doubtfire, which is one of John's favourite films. So I guess that was all inspired by that, I guess. And I did 3 characters in one night. And then Stuart Murphy said to John, he's taken advantage of these people because they're obviously a bit, I don't know what the right word to say is.
So don't say any word.
They're
yeah.
obviously a bit, and he says they're not. And actually, it's one person. He said, what? Yeah, he says those 3 people were one person. He said he's got his own show then. And that's what happened.
That is amazing.
And then I think that week I had a meeting with Stuart Murphy, and it was a new channel called UK Play, which became BBC 3. But on UK Play, I had a show called Here Is This, and it was a sketch show basically. But at the end of each sketch, I would just look to camera and say, Here is this, and then a music video would come on because they played music videos. So, but I didn't know what I was linking to, so I couldn't say, oh, here's Madonna. So it was just, Here is this. And that's all I did. And all the characters on there, Barry Gibson, who became the bear, He was on there. Keith Lemon was there, always doing something stupid, saying, "Oh, it's my day off work today, so I'm going to go UFO spotting. I love UFO spotting. It's exhilarating, like a ride on a log flume at Lightwater Valley." And I would just go do stupid things as Keith Lemon, and then at the end of it, go, "Didn't see any UFOs today, so here is this."
You're going to get really fed up with this question because everyone's going to ask it. And my lovely late friend, who I really miss so much, my beautiful savage, Paul O'Grady, used to, in the beginning, everybody used to go, "Where's Lily? What's happened to Lily?"
Yeah.
And then he just came out with some patter and some lines. I have to say, Lily was sort of there at the funeral, which was very moving. But
I didn't really know Paul O'Grady, but whenever I saw him, he was wonderful to me, very kind. I went on his show, you know, that he used to have on Channel 4 on afternoon. Was it on Channel 4?
Yeah, it was. And then he went to ITV.
And but I can remember my agent saying, "Why are you focusing on just one character?" When I became Keith Lemon, I said, "I like what Paul O'Grady did. I'm going to do that."
So how will you feel when everyone says, "Where's Keith?"
They've already started doing it online. They go, "I miss Keith Lemon on telly. When is he going to come back?" And I just say, "He's gone on holiday for a while, but I expect he'll be on my next tour." Because I aren't pitching any Keith Lemon ideas as such, because there's loads of TV that I want to do that I couldn't have done in character.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to do an art
I think
program.
it's good that people now see you. I think it's really important that people
I don't know.
see you.
They might not. They might go, "Bring Keith Lemon back. You're boring."
No, I'm talking about you.
No, that's what I'm saying. "Oh, you're funnier." I have had loads of lovely people saying, "Oh, I prefer seeing you," but I'm sure there'll be people saying, "Oh, I hate you," which will be hard. Normally, if they hate your character, it's easy.
It's easier
to go, "Oh, there's."
But this is a big thing for you because you also, it hurts. And there are a lot of keyboard warriors out there who want to say really nasty things to you, and you do get some abuse. And people have to remember that you are Leigh Francis. It's not.
I think what they forget is that you've got a family. You've got a family, and you know, and when they're saying this and that about you, you've got kids and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, so they.
But they got to read the book,
but also,
then they see you.
When you do get abuse online, the thing that makes it not matter is that you've got wonderful friends and a family, so you don't care. I'm just shocked by people's rudeness. I don't care what they're saying about me. Because like, you know what, I've done all
Everyone,
right.
like you said, they can switch off. If you don't like it, switch it.
But it's weird. It's somewhat like Twitter or X. Where it seems like a place to hate things. I have a lot of lovely people on there that say nice things, but especially X, it seems a place where people go to hate things. And just go, how can they be, what a wasted energy to go on there and say you hate this. I always think that with movie critics or whatever, telling you a film that they think's rubbish, that means I've just wasted my time reading that review. That's just been for you, that critic, rather than telling me what's a great film to go see. So I don't read critics or anything anymore because I just think it's a waste of time because they don't say this. 9 times out of 10, it's films that it's rubbish, this film. Just tell me the films that are amazing and I should go see. It's not enough for...
You love your films. You love your films.
There's never a truer phrase, I just think. And people might think that I'm contradicting myself. But if you haven't got anything good to say, don't say anything at all. If you can live,
that's what you put. That
if you
in
can
the
live
book.
by that, you know. But I know we slip now and again, don't we?
Yeah, but no, I love that because you talk about that in the book and how important it is, and I do believe that's how you think, and that's why I said earlier that you.
But probably people think that I am contradicting myself saying that by the nature of something like Bo Select, where they go, "Oh, you've took the piss out of that person" or whatever else. And you go, "Yeah, but it was just a joke," you know. And if people came up to you that were offended by it back in the day and just said, "Oh, don't do that because I don't like it" or whatever, I would have gone, "All right then."
Yeah, that's what I said. Then. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
But I guess back in the day, it's the rules were different, so you just, like I say, play by the rules. And when the rules change, you just change, don't you?
But you also, you love life.
Yeah.
You love life.
Yeah.
Your favourite things on the planet. You have this room I've never experienced anything like that room. I mean, it's a world of toys and movies and...
Well, Jill always says it's my mind.
Fantasy.
That room is my mind. And it is.
Explain the room. Explain the room.
I have a room that's filled with TV and film memorabilia, mostly in the form of 12-inch plastic men. And costumes. Actually, not many of my costumes are in there. They're in the loft and stuff. But yeah, I can remember my sister having this same sweater on as Sarah Green when she was doing Going Live. And it bemused me so much. Like, how have you got the same sweater as Sarah Green? Where did you get it from? From Topshop. And it was nothing to her, but I didn't understand. Same when I was ill on the sofa once and I was wrapped up in a blanket that was the same blanket as Roseanne had on Rosanna over, Roseanne's blanket, crocheted blanket she's got on her sofa. We had that. And I went, how have we got that? And I think ever since then I've been obsessed with trying to get hold of replica or the same jacket as whoever in that film. So
you've got quite a few.
Yeah, I've got Michael J. Fox's blue corduroy jacket he wears in Teen Wolf, not his varsity jacket with the yellow sleeves. His blue corduroy.
It's the real
rubbish
thing.
It's rubbish jacket. It's rubbish, and it's so old you can see that the sun has faded it because in the film it's a bit bluer. And I got it from the production manager of Teen Wolf who was selling it on eBay, and he researched who I was. Because it was up for quite a lot of money, but I have a cut-off price. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it, but I have a cut-off price for everything that I buy that's nonsense. And so I offered him that cut-off price. And he got back to me and said, I've researched who you are. He was an American guy, obviously. Yeah. And he says, you're a big fan of Teen Wolf. Isn't it weird that you can research to find out if I'm a fan of Teen Wolf?
That is so
And I said,
amazing.
yeah. He says, I'll give you it for that price because I know it's going to someone who loves Teen Wolf. And I researched who he was because I wanted to make sure. And it came with a certificate and everything. And he also gave me a crew T-shirt that he had from Teen Wolf, which had a stain on it and stuff. And another one of Michael J. Fox's shirts that I couldn't get S out then. Shirts that he wore on Teen Wolf.
Have you ever told Michael J. Fox that?
I've never met him. Never met him. I've met Bob Gale, who invented Back to the Future, and Claudia Wells, who was Marty McFly's girlfriend. He's good friends of mine now.
Don't you tell? You should let Michael J. Fox know.
It's
I've
weird.
met him. He's a lovely, lovely,
He
lovely
comes
man.
across only as lovely. Have you seen Still, the documentary Still?
No. No.
Have you got Apple TV?
Yes.
Watch Still
Okay, that's tonight.
I'm telling you. I've already cried it out about Michael J. Fox, so I can remember watching Still going, I'm not going to cry at this. I didn't cry, actually. I was just amazed at the editing, which even the amazing editing will make me cry because anything that's amazing, I sometimes tear up. When I come out of a film that's been so good,
beautifully done.
I can't speak. Jill go, that was good, wasn't it? And I go, yeah. You keep it in until I can speak.
All right, okay, I'll watch that tonight.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I'll message you.
But yeah, I've got a Teen Wolf jacket. I've got.
Is that your favourite?
No,
in that room?
No, because I've got Teen Wolf costume. When he's playing
yes,
basketball.
yes, of course you have.
His hairy bodysuit, which I've worn at Jonathan Ross's, name drop. I've worn at his Halloween party. Jonathan Ross is renowned for his Halloween parties that he used to have back in the day, which were amazing because I got married on Halloween. So I always used to thank Jonathan for our anniversary
party. It's very generous of him.
If you're getting married, get married on a special day like Halloween and then you'll never forget your anniversary as well.
That's one way to remember.
Yeah.
Leigh Francis, congratulations on your book. I want everybody to buy it because then they get to see the kind, lovely you.
Oh, thanks.
Gaby Roslin Podcast.